Greetings everyone, I am Glitch and welcome to another video. I'm a little late on the ball on this one. Usually when Tom Macdonald drops a video, I usually do it right when I get home. But I had a bunch of stuff come up because I'm moving pretty soon. But it is what it is and I'm here now. Tom dropped a new song called Names. Honestly, I had no idea where he's going to go with this. There's with all the recent events that happened, he may drop something that has something to do with them, but I have no idea. We shall see. Let's get into this video because I am really looking forward to seeing what Tom has to say.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. You're a sexist or a racist, white supremacist or gay.
Okay, so basically, he started out with all the labeling. People get labeled with all these things that you see here. And just because they have a belief on one thing doesn't really mean that it's true. I know Tom has been labeled with like a lot of these that are on this billboard. And people keep on calling him that. As far as I can tell, Tom is none of those things. I mean, he never, to my knowledge, spoke out against anyone in the LGBTQ. I'm not speaking out against any of them either because I have family who are within the community. I have friends who are within the community. And throughout my entire day in my life, I've always seen them as the same thing. Human. That's basically it. You can call me all these things you want, but just we're always the same. We're always human at the end of the day.
They'll attack your reputation, claim that you're the one to blame, and try to make you hate yourself for ways that you behave. They're just names. Embrace them and they'll never cause you pain. They're just words that another person thought up in their brain. They're just names. They do not define you, that's insane, and they'll just call you something different if you change.
Yeah, people will call you names. It's the same thing like if you're in high school, you always get bullied. And bullies are not fun. I mean, I've been bullied in high school or like all 4 years, and they're always by different people. And I may have been less thick-skinned then, but later on in life I grew thicker skin. I mean, everybody needs to grow up a little bit and learn to just take all the hate and just ignore it. Tom has done that perfectly throughout his rap career.
Call me racist, I don't make no BLM donations. I can stand with black folks without a branded corporation. All this systemic...
Okay, he brought up Black Lives Matter. So, let me be honest with you guys. I was actually considering on supporting that movement until all the stuff that I saw that has happened. Through all the riots, through all the influencing of the courts that they try to do. That is like something that I am definitely against, because trying to influence a official is illegal. Like, take what's going on that happened with the Supreme Court leak. We still don't know who leaked it. I really want to know who did that because they need to be held accountable. So people have been protesting in front of the judges' houses. That's flat out illegal. BLM did cause, I don't know the exact number. It was either like $2 million in damages or $2 billion. I cannot remember the number, but they caused that much damage, which caused me to let go of my support because of it. And a lot of people stopped supporting them because of that. There's like far less support for BLM now than when the movement first started. And it's because of the violence that has happened that caused that support to dwindle. And with more facts about the movement coming out, more people started losing their support for it. And yeah, Tom doesn't support BLM. It's not. It doesn't mean that you're racist or anything. It's just something that you do not want to devote your time to, whether it's like views or it's not worth your time.
Prejudice, if you live in this nation, you privileged, black or Caucasian. Call me transphobic, but I support you in your policies. I just can't ignore the very basics of biology.
Precisely. Down to the roots of biology, there is always two genders. There's always male and there's always female. I do not care if later on in life that you decide to transition from being a male to a female or a female to a male. I honestly do not care, because by the time you leave high school, you are a full-fledged adult and you are free to do what you want to do. It's just that my biggest problem is that a lot of the education systems, definitely not around where I live, because I live in a pretty conservative heavy area. I live in a rural area, and that's where conservatives and Republicans usually that's where they are. But in more urban, where they're more democratically held, well, they tend to influence children with gender ideology and a bunch of other stuff. And a lot of it is what parents do not even know about. Like, we did not know about what happened in Loudoun County when there was a transgender person. I think it was a transgender female. Yeah, that's what it was. There was a heinous act that happened in Loudoun County, and the only way that we heard about this, because it was completely covered up, was through a Daily Wire report, and it was investigated and it turned out to be true. That is like something that is a danger to me. I care about what children are learning and whatnot, but it's just weird that school systems will try to push this, because now we got children as young as 6 to 8 year olds coming out saying, hey, we don't feel like that we're this gender, we are this gender. And it's just like, what is going on? This is like one of the reasons why I support the Florida's right to education bill. It's because we as parents, I'm not a parent yet, but one day I will be, we as parents need to know what is being taught to our kids. We need to have a say in that. And a lot of school systems teach kids without the knowledge of the parents, because the parents do not know what is being taught to their kids. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we do not know about. We need to be in the know on what our kids are learning. They're not just being taught math, science, English, history. They're learning things like CRT, which I think is dumb and racist in itself. They're being taught gender ideology, and they're being indoctrinated thinking that they're not who they are. I don't want that for my kid. A lot of people who have my same views do not want that for their kid. And there was a comment in one of my other videos, I believe it was for the system, where somebody pointed out the exact same thing that I'm saying. And the school system needs to do a little bit better.
All I see is men support you in your policies. I just can't ignore the very basics of biology. All I see is men and women trying to live in harmony, not 100 genders that you wanna be. Call me snowflake, cause I'm offended, I ain't stone-faced. Social justice warriors destroying us with woke ways.
Okay, what is with the social justice movement? That is just Ridiculous. You got all these SJWs trying to cancel people. Like, years ago, Gina Carano. I don't know if you guys know about that whole thing, but it actually fits into the transphobic part as well. Because, for one, I don't really agree with pronouns because I think it's weird. You should just be able to look at a person and know what they are. You can look at me and you can obviously tell that I am male. You absolutely can. I just find that just ridiculous. And also, with the whole social justice warriors crap, you got Gina Carano, who is trying to tell people we need to not alienate people, and they took her as a Nazi because it was actually a bit of a Holocaust reference, because you had Nazi Germany doing separation between the Jewish community and other people. I can't remember how it was, and it's actually relevant to now. We are alienating from ourselves. And Gina spoke the truth about that entire thing. And they ended up causing a huge stink about it with her doing beep bop boop in her pronouns, which is actually an R2D2 reference. And as you all know, I am a Star Wars fan, and I love Star Wars to death, and I thought it was funny. Because it was beep bop boop, and I thought R2D2, that's the sound he makes. And they were just like, oh, she's being transphobic and whatnot. It's like, how is that transphobic? If she wants to put that as her pronouns, then go right ahead. It's not transphobic at all. I just thought that was hilarious. But then later on, she got canceled and called all these names. Gina is none of that. I can tell you that for a fact. The only reason why she got fired is because she did not hold the same political beliefs. Ask yourself this. Is Pedro Pascal, who was also star of The Mandalorian, he did the exact same thing that Gina did. And he didn't get in trouble. All he got was a slap on the wrist. Why is it that Gina Carano does the exact same thing and she gets fired? Pedro Pascal is on their side of the political spectrum. Gina Carano is not. Think of that for a second.
Mad because they voted for the POTUS with the most hate. Man, I miss the old days.
Okay, yeah. So there was a huge thing when Trump was first elected in 2016. You had protests of people saying that Trump is not their president. He was illegally elected. He's a Trump agent, or a Russian agent, sorry. None of that is true. The reason why Trump got elected is because a lot of people did not like his opponent. Now, it's the exact same thing with the 2020 election. People did not like Trump, and they decided to go the other way. It is just flat out weird.
Mad because they voted for the POTUS with the most hate.
Yeah, that's another thing. Some people are actually starting to regret voting for the current administration. People are starting to regret it because, for one, all of us who voted for Trump that election, including me, knew what was going to happen. In one of the debates that was between Trump and Biden, Trump called out every single thing that Biden was going to do. And he was correct. Everybody who voted against Biden knew what was going to happen. And now everybody who pretty much voted for him is getting screwed over. You had the pipeline company that was making Keystone, all those guys voted for him under the promise that Biden was going to keep the pipeline running. They ended up getting screwed over. You have pretty much all the same policies that was in the Obama administration coming back, and all that is going wrong. People are starting to have deep regret over it. I would not be surprised if a impeachment trial happens with everything that has been coming out.
Man, I miss the old days. Call me loser, call me bigot, call me stupid, call me bitter, call me ugly, call me cracker, call me doucher, call me triggered. You can call.
Okay, call him all those things. It's just going to bounce right off of him. And I'm not going to go into details of what he said is, because he said, well, it's probably all right for me to say. He said cracker. If you don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it to you. It's pretty self-explanatory of what that is. But if you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. I'm not going to explain that too much into detail.
Call me what you want, cause at the end of the day, man, they're just names. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog. Do your thing. Y'all are tripping, but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog. We feel no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored.
Pretty much true. You can call any of us all you want. Any names. We just won't care. You can call me whatever you want. I am just going to sit here and just go, meh. I don't care. I'm not that easy to offend. So, call me what you want.
They gon' try to call you names, label you with things till you're ashamed. Repeat it till you really start believing what they say. They gon' stamp it on your forehead and scream it till you break. They love to say they woke, they not awake.
Okay, that brings me back to the Macy Gray. Is that her name? I believe that's her name. But that brings me back to that whole thing because she said something on the Piers Morgan show that she got a lot of backlash for, and she ended up doing a whole 180 and started going back the other way because of what she said. And it's the same thing with Bette Midler. She did the exact same entire thing, and she did a whole 180. It's don't let other people try to influence you to their side if you say something. If that is your belief, hold on to your belief. Don't let other people bully you into their way of thinking. That's what's been happening. I mean, they're going after Chris Pratt right now, and I still believe he is standing his ground. I could be wrong, but still, hold your ground if that's what you believe. Do not fall for all the bullying and abuse that you're getting from the other side. If those are your beliefs, you need to hold on to them. Whatever you're being threatened with by the other side, do not give in.
They're just names, afraid of anyone who ain't the same. So they classify your thoughts as controversial, not okay. Then they cancel you till everything you have all gets erased. They trying to tell the world you bad, they're just names.
Yeah, they are. The left has been trying to push all this stuff about other people. Like, before Kavanaugh got put into the Supreme Court, they have been pushing all this stuff that, oh, he sexually assaulted this woman, and you had people coming out saying, oh yeah, he did this to me too, and they're trying to just smear him. That's all they've been trying to do. It's just a whole smear thing, trying to make him not get into the Supreme Court. That's what's been happening. But I can tell you this, that did not go well, because guess what? He's in the Supreme Court now. Oh, so all they're trying to do is just smear people they do not like so that they do not get into any political office or pretty much anything. Really. People need to take a chill pill.
Call me conservative or liberal, Republican or Democrat. I'm somewhere in the middle, but y'all don't know what to do with that. The system got you so obsessed with classifying right or left.
I believe Tom is actually an independent because he's neither of the sides. And I've been fully honest with you guys. I'm a conservative libertarian. So you guys can call me far right, whatever you want, because I lean mostly Republican than anything. And because what's been going on the political scale is that you have the left and you have the right a little bit on the left. But as time goes on, and the left has been moving farther and farther and farther and farther down the scale. But the Republicans have been in the same place as they have ever since the left started moving the other direction. And they're starting to call them far right. You get, but yeah. Tom is neither Republican or Democrat. I think he's more independent because he has his own beliefs that are neither side. I do believe there's a term for it, but as far as I know, he's on neither side of the political spectrum.
Never call a person human, call them names instead. Call me sexist. Men run the world because they're aggressive, but behind every man there's a woman just as successful. We will never be equal in every way, that ain't helpful. Our differences are why we're great together.
Okay. Women in the workforce. So there is a lot of industries where there are no women working. It's mostly because men are more fitted to do those sort of jobs. Like in the industrial industry, there will be places where you'll hardly see a woman. Like where I work, we have like, how many are in the shop right now? Well, I think we have like 3 that are working where I work, with 2 in our office. But mostly you'll find women working in like office jobs where there's like marketing and whatnot, because statistically most people who graduate like universities or college are women. Women are more likely to graduate with those things. Men, not so much. Like some people would take an alternative and they'll go take a trade. I took a trade job. And women are pretty much more valuable in other industries than men. Like most of the time you'll see them in offices where they're doing in like more important work than what men are doing. Men are more built for heavy lifting sort of jobs. That is why we are mostly working out in the field where there is harder work, where there is construction or mechanic stuff. We have our unique areas where we are skilled in. And women are pretty much rare in the workplaces where men work. But they are there. Don't get me wrong. It's just that you will hardly see them in those areas. You'll see them in other career paths.
Call me white devil. I know you think the system favors me. My privilege is residual benefits from the slavery. Subconscious prejudice embedded in the system made for me. Don't mean I never struggled to survive. I guess we ain't agreed.
Again with the slavery stuff. Wow. It's been a while since I heard him talk about that. I don't know if you are new to Tom, he has a song called White Boy. And he says a line that you cannot be mad at him just because his ancestors owned slaves. Like, more likely, my ancestors did too. It's more than likely. You can't get mad at me just because of something that a family member in the past has done. I mean, yeah, you can regret that they have done sort of thing, but you cannot be mad at a person in the present for something that someone in the past has done. You absolutely can't. It's just weird to actually do something like that. I mean, if I'm walking down the street and an African American comes at me, shows me, and blames me for everything that his ancestors went through, it's just like, but I have nothing to do with that. Why would I have something to do with that happened more than 200 years ago or so? I wasn't alive then. I wasn't a part of it. I know what happened. I had no say in the matter because I wasn't even alive. I wasn't even conceived.
Ignorant and jaded, call me dumb, uneducated, call me idiot or redneck or delusional or crazy, call me anything society has taught you to say, cause at the end of the day, they're just names. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. Y'all are tripping but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored.
It's in some sort of warehouse. It's probably a shipping warehouse. I wonder if he does have, if I remember correctly, he does have a warehouse where a lot of his product is. I wonder if this is one of them. It probably is. I don't know. It's probably some other place. But if this is one of the, if this is a warehouse that he rents that ships some of his stuff, very nice touch.
Your sticks and your stones might break my bones, but your words don't hurt. So give me your worst. Stupid loser, ugly poser, moron, liar, crazy loner. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. We ain't tripping cause we heard it all before. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no pain. Your words ain't gonna hurt us anymore. Go ahead and call us names, dog, do your thing. Y'all are tripping but I hope you find the Lord. Give a damn about the names, dog, we feel no shame. Call us anything you want, I'm getting bored.
Jared Potter, that's a new one. That is a new one. But still, I got a shout out to Nova on this. Nova is really good at what she does. She's a good artist, but she's also a really good cinematographer. I mean, she is just talented at a lot of things, and I have to appreciate her. Now, Jared Potter, on the other hand, I don't know who he is. If he's part of Tom's production team, then I got to give you a shout out too. I don't know which parts you did, but both you and Nova did a really good job. Now, my final thoughts on this. People can call you whatever they want, but in the end, you just got to brush it off and just take it and not react to it. Because all that would do is just put more fuel on the fire, because they know that they are getting to you. You just have to take it, not do anything, and at the end of the day, you're just going to be sitting there, or like me, just going, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. I am still not going to change my mind on anything. Or for anyone. They can bully you, they can harass you. The more you react to it, the more fuel on the flames is going to come. Take my word on it. Because if it happened to me years ago, it may sure happen to you. At the end of the day, they're just names. And you just need either take it and just say, I don't care. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Comment down below any more videos that you want me to react to, or email them to the email address in the description. Till then, I am Glitch. Peace.